Okay, we lied. I know I said we were going to try it again later, but the Cubs were having fun watching it and hearing everyone's comments and stuff. So, and I know some of you were talking about you wanted to see Baker, so I felt bad cutting out before we actually drove through Baker. So we're only a couple blocks past where we stopped. And this is downtown Baker. Exciting, thriving downtown Baker. You're going to see the alien jerky on the right and the world's tallest thermometer on the left. So was it Patrick that was saying about stopping at the
Yes.
alien jerky?
Yes, but I think he had to leave.
Yeah. Anyway, there's the alien jerky. Boy, I remember when that place was just a know-nothing little shack. I cannot believe how well they've done. And we got the it's 54 down here in Death Valley. Balmy, if you would. And then over here, this blue building on the right, I can get my finger right there. That is the Mad Greek Cafe. I love stopping there. Oh, this place on the left, the country store. Let me see if I can pull it over here real quick.
It has Dole Whip.
Yep. Anyway, it's got, if you guys know what Dole Whips are, one of my wife's favorite little frozen treats. Not that she wants one today.
No.
But that's like the old school candy shop kind of place. They got lots of little treats and stuff. Who do I hear? I hear someone's electronics. Oh. the little girl cubs in the back, watching the live stream. I'm hearing myself whispering behind me. Yeah. Anyway, ooh, the Royal Hawaiian. That's such a cute little. Looks like it'd be a cute little motel.
Happy New
Right,
Year's.
right now it looks kind of run down and closed.
He says hi.
Who's that?
They're saying hi, Redbeard. How you doing? Happy New Year's.
What was that? What was the last one?
Good.
Faraway exotic places they can only dream of. Are you in Kentucky? I saw his name as I glanced over. Looked like it's in Kentucky. 132 to San Bernardino.
And 51 to Yermo.
We're not going to San Bernardino.
Which is where Eddie World is, and that's another stop
Oh,
we like to always stop at.
Not we. That's she.
Secretly, deep down inside.
No, not even secretly. All right, we're popping back on the highway now. That's it for Baker. Anyway, I didn't see the rest of your name, but from Kentucky. I used to live in Cincinnati. Went to high school and went to college in Cincinnati. I lived in Kentucky for a little bit. I spent a lot of time across the river down there. Trust me, for people out here, fields of bluegrass and stuff like that, that'd be pretty exotic for them. Pennsylvania in the house. I love Pennsylvania. Well, parts of it. Louisville. Yeah, that reminds me of my favorite Kentucky joke was, how do you pronounce the capital of Kentucky? Is it Louisville or Louisville? And then whenever the answer, of course, Frankfurt. All right, let's see if we can sneak over here. We still have a trailer behind us, yeah?
Yep.
All right, we do. It's still there. That's good. Actually, I just had stopped during the there and got out and checked all the connections. When you're towing these little utility trailers, it's real easy. But it's real easy to forget they're back there. And you know, you're driving down these roads and stuff, and you can shake a lot of it loose. So I make it a habit that every time we stop to go and check all my hookups and my chains and the connection and everything, just to make sure that it's all secure. So this next section is not my favorite section. You're leaving Baker. There's not a whole lot to see before you get to, is it Barstow?
Yeah.
And you got, especially on busy holidays, kind of like today and stuff, or even on any of the weekends, if you're traveling, you get a lot of traffic on this little 2-lane section of road. And you have all these idiots who think that, never look back, nice. You know, these idiots who think that it's funny to come screaming up on the right-hand side and then cut over and try to basically cut in line in the traffic getting by these semis.
Somebody's asking why we're in Cali again.
We're headed back to Newman. I don't know if you saw my post the other day about the officer who was shot there. We used to live in Newman, and we still have 2 storage units there, 2 10x20s. One filled with furniture and other accessories, and the other one filled with a lot of tools and stuff. I've got my drill press, and I think I sold the bandsaw, but I got a lot of other hand tools and stuff. So we're gonna be I got my CNC machine. We're gonna be picking up all of that and bringing it back. We've been really bad. We keep meaning to, constantly talking about, oh, we need to head back to California and do this or do that, and then something else comes up. And the last time we were back here to do a storage run was this time last year. And thank you. I saw that somebody donated. Thank you for everyone who donated to his family. It's a small community, and it's hit them really hard, and I can't even imagine what it's like to be to lose your spouse and to be a single parent with a 5-month-old and to be facing all these days ahead. It's a real tragedy, and anybody who can help. Yeah, we did pass that one gas station, didn't we? We stopped sometimes.
The one with all the candy and the Dole Whip?
Yeah, what the one that's off by itself that has the waterfall in the men's bathroom.
That might be coming up.
Oh, remember what I said about people who like to come screaming up on the right-hand side and cut in line?
There's some amazing distance they're gonna get.
Look how much further he got.
Although I find them slightly less irritating than the people that weave with the serious death wish into the trucker's lane, like they're gonna somehow
right in front
go
of
somewhere.
them. Yeah. I mean, I didn't like people who did that before I had an RV, but after driving a Class A and having people pull right in front of you against your bumper practically, you gotta wonder what they're thinking. Oh look, here's another one.
In a super hurry to get nowhere.
And the problem is your option is either to ride the bumper of the guy in front of you to keep them from cutting over, or to drive safe and constantly have car after car do this.
Somebody asked if you have a Patreon account.
No, I canceled my Patreon account. I didn't like their business practices. They're changing their terms of service based on politics, and they've set a moving goalpost where they won't say, hey, this is what you can have on your channel, this is what you can't have on your channel, and they don't even talk about what's like the guy that they kicked off, and I don't want to get into the politics of it, but he said stuff that wasn't even on his channel or his Patreon. He did it on somebody else's live stream. Somebody who he's a white supremacist that he's opposed of. And he was mocking, but they use that as an excuse because, and when you start reinterpreting your terms of service to whatever you want to do that day, that means they don't really exist. And as you know, we make money off this channel. It's not a lot, but I'm not going to have my, get you guys to say that, hey, we're going to support the channel and we're going to be giving money to Patreon, and have Patreon all of a sudden decide 2 years down the road, after we're like used to getting this and we're relying on it, oh, you can't have it anymore because you said something that somebody doesn't like. And you can't run a business that way. You can't run a community that way. And it's, as I said, it's the whole shifting goalpost thing that I have a problem with. So if you want to donate, I would suggest, getting a sticker or a t-shirt or something. We really appreciate it. You can always buy a copy of my book. There's always links in the video descriptions, except on these, because I'm not going to have time to add them.
Paul Smith has moved slightly more than us. It says lived in Japan, California for 6 months, Maryland, then Las Vegas most of their adult life, and now Illinois.
Yeah, that's great. I've not been to Japan. I've always wanted to go. My brother-in-law is stationed in Okinawa, and we keep talking about going to visit him, but we haven't made the trip yet. I was actually an Army brat born in Germany and spent the first 3 or 4 years in Europe, and then moved to Maryland, and then all over, mostly the Midwest, Iowa, Nebraska, Ohio, Kentucky, Indiana. Spent a lot of time in Arizona. Spent a lot of time in New Jersey. Moved to California. We spent a lot of time. We got the house in Montana.
Yep.
We get around.
Yep.
And we like to travel.
Greg said that this is perfect because he has all day to kill, and his wife is with her sisters and family, and he gets to hang out with us for New Year's Eve.
That's awesome.
And Alfonso said that they were praying for the family in Newman, the officer's family, and asking about how to do, did they have a GoFundMe? And Greg actually jumped in and said that he thinks that if you go to our website, that there's a donate.
If you go to the video I did on the Tool Awards, in the video description of that, there's a link to the Stanislaus Sheriff's website, and they're taking donations there. I should have put it up on the website. I didn't even think about doing that.
That's right, maybe we can do that.
I don't do enough with our website. It's just kind of a landing page to direct people to the different stuff where we're more active.
Greg said he also had someone that did that stupid weaving maneuver.
Yeah.
This morning in Clearfield, PA, and they were going downhill crazy fast, and said brake checking.
Oh, you gotta love those people.
Yep.
That's one of the reasons I highly suggest that everyone have at least a forward-facing dash cam. It is an inexpensive investment, and there is, I like to tell the story that like 2 weeks after buying my first one, I got hit in a parking lot, and the guy tried to blame me right up to the point where I pointed to my dash cam and said, "You're being recorded even right now." And instantly changed his tune, was like so apologetic, sorry I was late for work, blah, blah, blah. There's been, if any of you guys watch, what's his name, Ken Heron? Ken Heron's, he does a lot of photography and drone stuff. You ever watch his channel? He's a aerial drone photographer, and he's got a great video where somebody shot a water tower, and he flew his drone up there to inspect it, and it's really kind of pretty. So he drives around a lot in his car. He's got a little Mazda sports car, and he seems to get pulled over quite a bit. Oh, wow. I don't know if you guys saw that while I was chatting, but I'm really sorry. You might want to say a prayer for that guy. His trailer burned in half.
Yeah.
To the road, all the way down. I don't know what he was carrying, but
that explains the major backup on the other side. I
That
think they had to
is-
shut
that
down one lane of
sucks.
traffic.
I know we got some guys and maybe some gals on the channel that are over the road types, and our thoughts go out for you, especially on the holiday season like this. That's a tough job. People ask me if I was, I've had friends who do it, and like try to get me involved in. I like driving cross country, but I'm not the kind of person who could do over the road. I need to stop every 2 hours and get out and stretch and relax, and I can't do those. And more than 8 hours on the road in a single day is really taxing for me. I'm not the kind that can do like that straight shot through the middle of the night. I've done it. I don't like doing it. That sucks. Just especially on New Year's Eve and stuff. I'm probably hoping to make it home to a family in Vegas. Anyway, say a prayer for him tonight.
Yeah.
Just hope everyone. At least it was just the trailer, hopefully, and not him or anyone else.
CHP's up there snacking.
Where are they?
Up there.
Jeez. CHP is out in force today.
Baba Ganoush 1969 says the 50 is known for brake testing. They even have runaway truck ramps on the side. Yeah, like that.
Oh yeah, especially down
Going down.
down into the Inland Empire down there. That's quite a drop off. The first time I drove down there, I was surprised how the altitude changed from the high desert down into that area.
Somebody says they've seen that drone video of the bullet hole in the water tower. I can't see the name.
Oh.
Thunder.
But yeah, that's a. But anyway, that's what Ken. So Ken's got a dash cam, and he's had situations. He was rear-ended while driving. It was in a fairly bad accident, and that covered him. I think the guy tried to claim that he had hit his brakes or something, and he's had a couple times where he's been pulled over by the police, and he's got one that actually also records the speed that he's doing. Now, I realize for some of you that would be incriminating. And am I in a truck lane here?
Yep.
Yeah.
But so is everybody else behind you.
Yeah. No, there are no trucks behind me, so. Anyway, so he, if you get a chance to watch his videos, but I had somebody ask me, because I'm such a proponent of the dash cams, to do a couple videos. So actually I'm hoping in the next month to do a series of videos reviewing some of the best cost-effective dash cams. I had one that died a few months ago that actually had a camera up front, and then it ran another cable down under the floor mats and stuff to the back, and had a camera in the back window, so I had both front and rear facing.
Greg said he's going to start a channel called Driving My Life Away and live stream his trips.
You'd probably get a lot of views. You'd be surprised. I've actually got into a while back, people would record an entire trip. They'd use the GoPro time-lapse setting, and you could then view in time-lapse, fast forward, an entire drive from one city to another city. And if you're planning to do a drive, like a long cross-country drive, it's kind of nice to watch those videos just so you know what to expect and what the on-ramps and off-ramps are going to look like that you're going to be looking for. Wow, that traffic.
Yep. Alfonso said, thanks again for taking us on a road trip with the family. You are so welcome.
Well, we're glad to have you here. As I said, even the Cubs were not too thrilled about spending all of New Year's Day or New Year's Eve day traveling. I don't know what they thought they were going to be doing otherwise. Did you guys have big plans that we interrupted?
Video games.
Playing Fortnite? I'm missing the 25
Yes.
I'm actually planning to hit the Harbor Freight in Bakersfield today.
Are
on the
you
way
kidding? There's Harbor Freights everywhere. He's not missing anything.
There. Probably do a walkthrough video. I forgot my gimbal. That's what I forgot. Sitting right on my
What
table.
about this thingy?
Yeah, that's just a monopod.
Okay.
That's not going to help with without the gimbal. Oh, they need to get over. Thanks, minivan. That was a real special
Me
move.
first moment.
Yeah, this guy was behind me, saw that I was getting over, so decided to floor it and whip around. Are we there yet?
Thundercat Dark Lion gets to see the rest of the United States via his laptop at his desk.
That was a trucker lane. It's weird. I don't know why it's not the entire, like, maybe some people who drive over the road can explain that to me. That's supposed to be for trucks and other slow-moving traffic. Oh, is this a fifth wheel?
Yes.
Yep. Toy hauler. I thought about getting one of these.
Do not encourage him.
I like the ones where the back folds down and you can turn it into a deck. And that way you can have a nice outdoor space.
Yeah.
Where you don't have to worry about whether it's muddy or whatnot. Oh, that wind is picking up though. Come on. The guy behind me just tried to pass me on the right. I wasn't getting over fast enough for him. That's not a good sign. That was a snowplow. Copart. Who's shopping at Copart? Wife won't even let me near that place.
That's Greg.
Go buy one of those water-damaged Teslas and rebuild it. That's what I wanted to do. I want to do a video on electric vehicles. I know a lot of guys, especially guys on this channel, don't like the... What?
Gating Jungle says, tell the missus that you got to go to the bathroom and somehow end up at Harbor Freight.
Oh, happens all. That's the one thing. Harbor Freights have a tendency to have pretty nice bathrooms, at least pretty clean, I should say. So she's usually pretty okay with us stopping at the Harbor Freight, as long as it's not one of the smaller ones, because then the off-gassing gets to her.
As long as I can stay in the car. Apparently Greg's saying that it's a few seconds behind, so I think the live is lagging maybe a little bit.
No, it might be. As I said, we're kind of in the middle of nowhere here. Nope.
I tried to send the wife to
Oh,
work.
I think we're back. We're down to 14 people. That's sad.
They said we must have AT&T.
We do, actually. Oh my God, the chats are popping up. Merry Christmas. Oh, look at this. Oh,
It's a Sprinter.
what's his name? Is Scott Punk still with us? We got a Sprinter van with a solar conversion. They got a heat stack. So they got a fireplace or something in there. Maybe a little wood burning stove. Nice and cozy. Sorry about that. California. What can you say?
We're back, Greg, I promise.
Oh, there's a nice little side-by-side.
Yeah.
A Rhino. You know, just so you know, I don't know if you guys saw that side-by-side we went past. We were up in Montana. I went out to buy a side-by-side because you can drive them on the road there. And ended up, my side-by-side ended up becoming the wife's Jeep. How'd that happen?
I don't know. Whoa, hello, trucker.
I knew he was coming over. I was slowing down to let him. Yeah, we got AT&T. You got to have AT&T in Vegas. Verizon just has too many dead spots in Vegas. And in the Central Valley where we moved from, you got to have AT&T also.
We had somebody else when we moved there, and it did not work.
Yeah, we had Verizon when we moved out, because in the Bay Area, you got to have Verizon. So when we moved to the Central Valley, we had to change a carrier. Change my carrier. They're no good. They're where we live. They are. You don't want to have anybody else. And also up in Montana, AT&T is the only one that has any kind of service up around Livingston. Speed limit's 70. Where we at? Set the old cruise control at 35. Is that what's that line from? Oh, Revenge of the Nerds.
Mike from Virginia Beach.
What does he say?
He says, nice to see live coverage again.
Yeah. Alan, it depends on what part of California you're in. As I said, in the Central Valley where we moved from, it was literally the only service that you could get. And it was actually pretty good. But it was... So why California? Because that's where our stuff is. So we got a storage unit in Newman. And actually, we used to live in Oakland. We moved from Oakland to the Central Valley, and then we were there for 5-6 years, however long. And then we moved from there to Vegas a year and a half ago. So this is for the wife, this is getting a bunch of stuff for the house and whatnot. For me, it's a tool run because I still have a bunch of my tools in storage. It's like Christmas all over again.
Yes, you get to be excited by your old stuff you haven't seen in such a long time. It's like you're getting it new all over again.
That's sad. How you doing back there? Squidlings. What are you guys doing?
Bella wants the window open.
You're what?
I'm on my phone. I'm coloring.
She's coloring
On her phone.
on her phone.
Oh, that's cool. Daddy can't see it.
Sorry, I can't look. Oh, yes.
Jonathan McDonald said, what do you think of the new TP line that True Value is putting out?
TP line?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about that, honestly. Sorry.
So, Eugene asked why you would be separated from your tools.
It wasn't easy, but we were moving into an RV for at least 6 months. So I had to really pare down what we were going to take with us.
Makes you reevaluate life
Yeah.
and figure out which tools you really, really need.
Yeah. Which is why, I don't know if you saw the video I did where I say, like, if you have limited space or something, the rigid oscillating multi-tool is the best line of tools you could possibly get. With those interchangeable heads and as robust as they are, they're amazing.
Raby said that he took your advice and bought the brushless cordless tool set. Love it so far.
That's awesome. I'm glad that people are making getting the stuff that they need, and that we're getting useful information out to you guys. Oh, we gotta adjust there.
What?
What?
Greg said he got a phone call and lost all the stuff that he was writing. Now we'll never know.
I hate that. You know what's really awesome is when you're out on a job flying your drone to get paid, and your wife keeps texting you. Shh. Like, are you done yet? Oh, can you stop by and pick up? I'm like, I'm using my phone to control the thing that's flying. And she knows this.
Alfonso said he would have stored his wife away and taken the tools.
The wife makes my food. I would be dead.
Hey, I can make it.
That was basically what Eugene said. Said, sorry to say, the wife and kids go before tools.
Yeah. Not far before, but done with the kids, with the wife, definitely.
Hey, I can.
I don't know with the dog. I'll have to think about the dog. Sorry, the canine family member.
The human challenged.
It's really sad because when we met, I was the one that cooked. And at some point that transitioned, and I walk into the kitchen now and I'm like, I'm lost. I have no idea what I'm doing in there. She just kicks me out.
Michael says, reminds me of the prenup with my wife. I get to keep my dog and the tools, and she can have the rest.
Yeah. Well, that's what I say. You know, my desk and the garage are mine. Everything else is, I'm just a guest. What is that? It looks like light poles. Wonder it's like pulling those things long.
Somebody else's wife, Z50, his wife repairs air tools, so they keep her around.
Oh wow, that's a useful skill. I need to do some of that.
I'm like, that sounds
Or
interesting.
teach you to do some of that. Really? You want to repair air tools?
Sure.
Power tools? Anything?
Yep.
Oh, there's a Lincoln. What is it? Oh, that's the whatchamacallit, MKS or whatever. The one that they replaced the Continental with, and then replaced the Continental with that. I think we're getting close to Eddie's world.
So, yeah, it was useful. This is Greg saying he's going to buy a table saw for $1,000 to add to his non-existing wood shop because I have all the time in the world. But my wife saw me watching your Herc saw video battle and got me one.
Oh
For
wow!
Christmas. Lucky, lucky.
Well, I hope you like it. I really enjoy mine. I use it constantly. Hopefully, the new Herc job site saw will be coming out soon. I've been talking with my contact over at Harbor Freight, and he keeps promising that as soon as they get off the boat, he's going to try and get me a box, a pre-release on one. So hopefully we'll see that soon. I'm really excited about the new power tools they got coming out for Hercules and for Bauer. I just wish, I know they got really people keep asking me this, like, why are they delayed on this and stuff? You gotta remember, guys, they got kicked out of their offices for like 2 weeks because of the big fires in Southern California, and it happened they got the fires under control the week before Thanksgiving. So just as soon as everyone could come back, everyone took the week off for Thanksgiving, and then people were back for a couple weeks, and then they took, basically a week or two off. Holy cow! What's he swerving for up there?
I don't know, but he is halfway on
He was
and halfway
completely
off.
snoozing, I guess. I don't know. I hope he's okay.
He's really close to that center. The heat is all over, moving him around. But
Maybe. It is pretty gusty out here. I know when you go into those underpasses and such, it can really affect the airflow. Looks like he's got it now. Maybe he spilled his coffee. What's the best stud finder? Well, that'd be you, right?
that would be me.
It depends on whether you want like a traditional, one that beeps at you, or I tried the Wallabot, and I gotta say I was pretty impressed with it for basic residential kind of stuff. Being able to see what's right behind the wall and stuff, that's pretty cool. I don't think they're that expensive. I would expect something like that to be a couple $100. I think they're like $60 or $70. I could be wrong. If you go in a video I did right around Thanksgiving, I did the top 10 gifts for Dad, And you see a quick review of Wallabot in that video. And if you've got an Android phone, I don't know if it works. I think it works with Apple also. But anyway, they're a lot of fun, and just being able to see the difference between a pipe and a wire and a stud, it's really nice.
What is the altitude?
The altitude here,
Yeah.
I don't know. We were at 4,000. We came down. We went back up. I'm guessing we're around 3,000.
Okay.
We're definitely in high desert.
Pat Tito says they just got an idea for your wife and her leather works, making a shop apron for the tool person out of leather with a fast and easy pull on and off.
Yes, we actually were talking about that. She was asking me about apron designs and stuff, and I was trying to figure out whether I wanted a full or half apron, and probably full, because I also do a lot of soldering and brazing with copper. I sometimes have been known to make stills for people, and so a lot of hot copper or a lot of hot solder flying around. I want to get into welding also. Excuse me. I've been trying to coax the guys over at Harbor Freight to send me one of those titanium welders for review, but apparently the titanium team doesn't feel that they need to get that kind of coverage. That's the one thing I'm noticing with Harbor Freight is that all these new brands, they're all run by separate teams, and so it's, I've got a good relationship going on with the guys on the Hercules side, but they can talk to other people, but there's no, they don't necessarily see the same value proposition. Which says if you do want to see something and Harbor Freight isn't sending it to either me or one of the other YouTubers that you watch, you see those Jeeps?
Yeah.
Or those
and motorcycle.
Oh, wow.
Dirt bikes.
Someone's having some
Dune
fun.
buggies. Happy
Anyway,
New Year,
sorry.
Gaining Jungle.
Anyway, email Harbor Freight or go post on their YouTube page and say, hey, we want to see blah blah blah, and they'll get it to somebody. Soda.
Michael said, speaking of stills, heard a story out of AMR MCO Saudi that all the parts needed for a small still work. I don't know what that is.
Don't know. I have a Facebook page for sorry, someone called me. Spammers. I get the worst spam calls. I thought they were supposed to fix that with that do not call list.
Somebody's going across the desert.
They're trucking. Yeah. See that dust cloud over there? Someone's out there probably playing.
Somebody asked if you're going to stop at Harbor Freight HQ this journey.
No, not this. We're not going to go that far down into Southern California. In fact, we're only going to be going another 30 miles before we start heading north.
We're about to be in an early man site.
Yeah, we never stopped at that place. I still want to stop and check it out.
Belle wants to know if we're stopping at Eddie World.
We're not stopping at Eddie's World. There's nothing we need there. It's all just candy and treats. I know, Dad's a tyrant. You gotta make time.
She's getting a stuffy on this trip at some point. Probably at a truck stop.
Wait, what? When did this come about?
You're in charge of driving.
Just
I'm
as long
in
as
charge
it
of
isn't one of those big-eyed
It
creatures.
probably will be.
Oh. Sorry, not sorry? Yeah. Oh, tamales! Oh! Alright, we gotta take a detour.
Wait, what? Tamales.
We went back 2 minutes. Yeah, don't mention good Mexican food or at us. We'll do anything for good food. That was the one thing. So in the Bay Area, you get used to some good food. That's the one thing. You can criticize the Bay Area for anything, but not for the food choices. And they had excellent, Mexican and El Salvadorian and who else?
Thai food.
Well, I was thinking Central America, but yeah, they had everything. But we moved out to the middle of nowhere, the Central Valley, where it's 50% Hispanic, and I console myself that, well, we won't have all the restaurants, but at least there'll be good Mexican. Even the Mexican food was horrible. It was just awful.
Just made us appreciate what we had.
Yeah.
Vegas has pretty good food.
Vegas has a lot of great food. We found a Mexican Korean fusion place that's been around for like 30 years. We got that Korean barbecue place, that new one that opened up. That place is fantastic. It's amazing. There are chain restaurants around Vegas, but there's so many small independent restaurants everywhere. It makes you wonder if anyone cooks at home. And they're all great. It's just amazing how much good food there is in Vegas. That's never even setting foot on the Strip or downtown.
Apparently everyone else likes Mexican food too.
Yay! Hey, if you're ever in the Bay Area, talking about good food, I wanted to shout out for Koja Kitchen. Koja. They started with food trucks. Actually, I think they have them in Southern California now too. And it's Korean-Japanese fusion. Oh, it's so good. I keep hoping they're going to open one in Vegas. Oh, that's the one thing I'm really upset with. They've opened like 3 or 4 now, Steak and Shakes in Vegas. And if you don't know what Steak and Shake is, it's a burger joint. One kind of place like where you sit at the counter and have a milkshake and a burger and fries and stuff. But they also have chili, but it's not Texas style, it's Cincinnati style chili. It's based off of a Greek recipe. It's a very thin meat sauce served over spaghetti. You can add cheese, beans, and onions to it also. And it's a very addictive, it sounds weird, but once you start eating it, it's one of those flavors where you're like, 6 months later, you're like, you know what I'm craving? And
it's a cult. But
yeah, it's definitely a cult. And unfortunately, having lived in Cincinnati for years and such, it's when I joined. And I was so excited to see them in Vegas. But they're franchises, and they're all like these pared down burger restaurants. None of them have the chili. I'm so upset. Oh man, this dry air. It's killing me, Smalls. Did you fill up the soda?
No.
We don't have any soda, do we? Oh, it's a crisis. Well, as you guys can tell, this is why we just love this trip. It's scenicness. Every time you hear us talking about we got to run down to Southern California to go to Kaiser, this is the trip we have to do. All the way down to Fontana. Oh, it's a miserable trip. And this actually, for the trip we're doing right now, this isn't the worst part. The worst part is Bakersfield to Newman on the 5. It is just brown scrubland. It's not even desert. It's just sagebush, some farms, some cattle, and it's all brown up until early spring when it starts raining. Then it turns green and it's beautiful. Herbert Freed sells Pepsi. Yes. I wish. I've often thought they should add like those little end caps next to the registers where you can get a drink. That would be nice. Maybe a bar in the back.
Landon Ashby says, no soda. That stuff is super bad for the bear.
Yeah, it's I'm trying to be good. given up most of my other vices, but I had problems giving up the soda.
Pancho Villa's is good.
Oh yeah.
Alan's trying to lead you down to the path of dew.
No,
The Dew.
I'm a recovering Mountain Dew addict. Back when I was in my 20s and doing IT, I drank a lot of Mountain Dew, and I think I gave myself an ulcer or something. It was too much. I can't drink Mountain Dew anymore. It instantly gives me stomach cramps or whatever. It feels like it's just chewing through my stomach.
Gaining Jungle said road trip is all about the soda and the beef jerky.
You know, for me, when I was a kid, what I learned, every time I'm on a road trip, what I want usually an orange crush and orange slices. But I gave up the orange crush because of the sugar. But I still got to have the orange slices, which I haven't had any. You didn't get any when you stopped. Why didn't you get me any orange slices?
Obviously, I don't.
You heathen. See, you jinxed us now.
Somebody says hello from Carthage, North Carolina.
Carthage, North Carolina.
Misty and cool 62 degrees.
I love North Carolina. That's a beautiful state.
Victor Lopez says Coke and peanuts.
I'll pass on the soft shell crab. I was at some festival. What's the big naval base? Is it Norfolk? Anyway, I was just outside of there. There was a festival going on. I stopped at. They were serving $1 soft shell crab sandwiches. I thought, well, you know what? When in Rome. Oh, and I love crab.
You're not that Roman?
No. Like in Maryland, blue crab, I'll sit down there, I'll smash a crab, but whole crab, not so much.
Greg wants to know your thoughts on the Chicago belt sander. Bought one a few months back at the parking lot sale. Third day, I got that and the GP router.
I haven't tried the belt sander, and I've been thinking about it, but the thing is, I've got the Win oscillating belt sander, and it's the clone of the Rigid, where you can switch it out for a spindle sander. And I haven't had a need where I needed to have a handheld belt sander. I've got a handheld random orbit sander, and I've got one of the mouse detail sanders. But I've never had a chance to use it, so I can't really say. I'll be honest, I know a lot of people claim that, you know, that stuff's junk and such. I have never had a problem with any of the Chicago Electric stuffs. And the sanders, I mean, they're dead simple. I mean, there's not much you can go wrong with them. You know, just don't, you know, apply too much pressure where you're burning out the motor or something. You know, let the belt do the work. But other than that, they seem fine.
He said he got it. He's never used it. He got it for $15, but he thinks it feels nice, but plasticky.
Yeah, they use recycled plastic, and that's why. Hold on, is the dog okay? I thought I heard a whimper or something. Nope. Sorry, but yeah, that's why Harbor Freight has that lovely smell, is because the recycled plastics they use in the housings. But yeah, other than that, they're fine.
Linda and Brian say that they catch soft shell crabs off of their bulkhead.
Off your bulkhead? Are you on a boat?
I haven't heard back yet.
Oh. I'm jealous.
Do not get him into boats right now.
Yeah. I'm a huge
You guys can't
boat
hear,
junkie.
but our daughter is in the background going, get him into boats.
Whispering it.
Yep.
Yeah, I love being on the water. Which is funny that I live in Vegas, because I am all about the water. If it's a pool or a lake or a pond or a river or a stream or the ocean, you can't keep me away from the water. past this. Mercury is doing 65 and a 70. Harvey House, next ride. And this up ahead is lovely Barstow. So I don't know if you guys can see it, but off to the left of the highway, there's a low roof line there. It says Barstow Station. That's a real little tourist trap. You get a lot of the buses and stuff stopping there that are busing people to Vegas for the weekend to lose their paychecks. But that is this is a nice little town. There's a great little restaurant. What is that restaurant? That the Firehouse place? The Firehouse themed Italian restaurant
right,
here?
Yeah. Oh my goodness, it's bright.
The sun's trying to poke through finally. It's a balmy 50 degrees now. I think the lowest it got down to was what, 29, 28 or 29?
They got back to us and said they have waterfront off of Chinoteague, Virginia.
Nice.
Yes, I cannot pronounce it.
I used to have a house in the North Bay, in the San Francisco Bay Area, that was an old barge that had been lifted up on stilts above the marsh, about 3 to 4 feet above the marsh. They had to walk out a boardwalk. There was a series of like 50 houses out there, and it was. And then at high tide, the tide would come in over the marsh. You'd actually have water underneath you. And it was great because, like in December, the tide would be high enough that the water would actually lap at the bottom of the house. And it sounded like, you know, you're on the water and stuff. Just beautiful place to live. Oh, there's the lovely city of Barstow laid out before you. Scenic. I bet you all are just terribly jealous you're not here with us.
Somebody asked about the home improvement centers. Which do you prefer, Lowe's or Home Depot?
I prefer Lowe's because Home Depot because I'm not a contractor. Home Depot is for contractors. They're not bad, but it's not great. It's all kind of really middle of the road cutter kind of stuff to, finish out houses and do rebuilds and stuff. Lowe's is more designed for the homeowner, and you'll find a lot of stuff there they'll have kits like how to add stone to your house and how to do all these other little projects around the house. And you'll find a lot more specialty kind of stuff at Lowe's that's specifically designed for homeowners to get the job done.
I love Home Depot.
Oh, there's which sucks because I prefer TTI's line of tools. That's Milwaukee, Rigid, and Ryobi, well over Stanley's, which is what Lowe's carries. And that's the Craftsman now, DeWalt, Black & Decker, and Porter Cable. All right, and we got to work our way over here. And we're going to be heading, I know it says west, but actually we're going to be going mostly north, headed towards Bakersfield. But we have to what?
I have to take meds when I stop.
Okay. And we're going to be going through, is it Tenapa?
Yeah.
We'll probably see snow again in Tenapa. That's the pass that goes up over the mountains down into the San Joaquin Valley. And one thing that's cool is the train that goes up that pass and then down the other side has to do a loop. Something about I lost points. Did you see what he said?
Bear lost points because that's the still top 4 in the car. Just guess I will listen to Bella's opinion. What?
Oh, about Home Depot?
I can't understand it.
What was the last comment? Something about Craftsman?
Do you think the Craftsman stuff that is being sold at Lowe's is as good or better than the Craftsman stuff at Sears?
I'll be honest. I think the Craftsman stuff at Sears is probably better. Right now, I think Stanley has the capability to make vastly superior tools to what is being sold at Sears, but I know a lot of people who've been using the Sears stuff for years, and it's just fine. It may not be the sleekest, most ergonomic, or the best price compared to some other stuff, but or even have some of the latest features, but it seems to be rock solid as far as dependability. And I have not been thrilled with the Craftsman stuff I've seen so far. When I say that, I mean the power tools. The hand tools, I don't know, a wrench, I guess I'm not as discerning as some people. A wrench is a wrench to me. Now I know there's bad wrenches and stuff, and if they use bad steel and it rounds over and stuff, but they're still saying they're going to honor the lifetime warranty on it. So if it breaks, you can still just get it replaced.
Somebody says can't buy Stanley for moral reasons when they sold out and abandoned the plant in Shaftesbury, Vermont, to move production overseas. Expletive. Stanley.
Yeah.
Greg included a link.
Are they okay? Oh, they're just stopping for a little one?
I got a little bathroom.
All right.
A little person back
As long
there.
as they're fine. Oh, look, the Mojave River, but not a drop in it.
No, that's how it normally is. They have water over there, though.
Looks like water treatment.
Michael's asking if after this trip we'll be done with Cali. Saw some news about new laws Governor Brown signed, not good for guns.
Cali has never been good for guns, at least not while I've been alive. In fact, when I moved out of California, I actually sold all of my handguns, and the reason I sold them was so that they would stay in California, because they make it so hard to buy guns in California that I didn't, and they're trying to get you to take them out of the state with you, so I didn't want to give them that satisfaction. Not to say I couldn't. Of course, it's way easy to replace them in Nevada. All right, sorry about that. Another phone call. I wonder if there's a way to turn off incoming phone calls but not give up my data service.
So his question was, what's the oldest harbor?
What's the oldest Harbor Freight tool I have? Let me get by this guy. Oh, there's a snack.
Gaining junk.
I don't know how old my oldest power tool is. I think it's that old because I cycle through them to test them. And then when I get the sell or give away my older ones. So I would have said my my sliding miter saw, but I sold it to a buddy of mine when we moved. And I burned out the saw that I had, abusing that thing. So it was actually, I don't know, that's kind of half and half. I wasn't real happy with the circ saw. Any comments?
Yep. Greg said, shoot, I'll tell you. What about wrenches and sockets? I bought the 300-piece Pittsburgh for the truck, and they hold up to all the minor roadside repairs I need to make. But the only gripe I have is, and then I don't see what the gripe is yet.
Yeah, my only issue with the sets is not the sockets themselves. It's the fluff they put in there, like the 20 bits, and it's really like once you get through all the tiny Allen wrenches and the bits. Sorry, we're losing you. Is anyone else having connectivity issues also?
It looks like
is it me?
they're having link issues, image failure, audio breakups. The ratchets. He broke all three trying to break on a mud flap.
Oh, wow.
So I'm guessing Greg is a trucker?
Wall sockets, I heard those are fairly robust. What is this? We got a Class C towing a enclosed trailer with a storage box. Oh no!
It's a truck.
Power strip diesel. That's quite a setup. That's one setup that I considered was doing a smaller Class C, pulling a toy hauler with our Jeep in the back. I'm not sure if anybody's getting this. I'm not seeing
The
it.
last thing was from Greg a minute ago.
Well, the Mojave. I've got there's the one ratchet that extends. Nice little. Oh, and we're gonna lose the highway here, or the freeway at least. Half a mile. Means we're getting close to Mojave.
What is a breaker bar?
It's a long ratchet bar, so you can get more leverage.
Uh-huh.
Often you'll see guys cheat. Just take a pipe, put it over the end of your ratchet to accomplish the same thing.
I think my dad taught me about that with a hammer and a piece of wood. You're trying to get it out.
Yeah, the lever. Yeah.
Greg said, and the amount of them I've lost on the road, can't help but go out and buy more for the cost. I lost a whole Cronwell ratchet set when I could access, but that was before something.
Yeah, that's actually one of the arguments I give to people. People are like, there's this tool that goes for $10 at Harbor Freight. They're like, you should just buy the one tool, and then you don't have to worry about it dying. I'm like, that tool costs $150. I realized I could buy 15 of these tools for the price of that.
He was saying that was before he learned the blessing that is Harbor Freight.
Yeah. Some people can't get past the math. It's as an operations officer, which that's what I did. I was a COO in Silicon Valley for almost 20 years. You learn to, add up the dollars and cents. It's like, sure, it'd be nice to buy this really expensive thing. It looks like it'd be perfect. But if this other thing will do the job just fine, and it's 1/10 the cost, and if it breaks, you can just, you have this backup. Sometimes that makes more sense. I know a lot of guys who are welders who will keep 4 or 5 of those cheap Harbor Freight grinders around, just that have different wheels on them that they never have to replace. So rather than having to take their one expensive grinder, take the cutting wheel off to put a wire brush on or something, they can just reach over to grab one of the cheap Harbor Freights that's got the wire brush on it, or a cutoff wheel, or they usually use that for their secondary kind of jobs, but because they're only $10, it's not that hard to do. Wow, I actually gotta put my sunglasses on now. I'm over here squinting. And oddly enough, it's only 48 degrees out.
Alan says he loves his DeWalt Impact, snaps them bolts off in a snap. Gaining Jungle says, now that I have a Harbor Freight set for which I go to the junkyard and I don't have to lose my CH.
Yeah.
Is that a fancier brand?
Yeah. Hold on here.
Says it. Greg says I have the DeWalt, but where the bolt was, it wouldn't fit, or the DeWalt.
Yeah, that's always frustrating. That's when you gotta make sure you got your extensions and stuff around. What was I doing? I was doing something on the table saw, and I just could not get the bulk of the motor of the impact driver in there to torque that off. Had to do it by hand. Why is there a grader out there? They putting in a new road?
Maybe.
Just parked all in its lonesome in the middle of nowhere. Weird. Oh, there's something going on out there.
Yeah. That's a truck.
There's a whole bunch over there.
I meant the dust.
Yeah.
It looks like it's tractors.
So you got a little firewood going camping.
Yep.
Oh, what, like 27 hours to go? It's 12.
Yep.
Only about 10 hours to go.
Sitting here pulling levers on my excavator and listening to you is making the time fly by here in Connecticut.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, that's nice and chilly, Connecticut. Hope you got a heated cab on that excavator. I've been trying to get the wife to let me buy a backhoe on our place up in Montana. I don't think it's going to happen. I can rent one allegedly. Well, yeah, but if we had one, it. Dregs. Oh, the joy of the middle of nowhere. So scenic. I will admit, the first time I drove through here, I thought it seemed amazing, and cool, and exotic.
That's the first time, though.
Yeah, first time. After you've driven through here 20 times, it's less amazing and exotic.
Somebody said they couldn't hear us. Greg said go back 2 minutes. It's blurry, but no breaks in the service so far.
Ah. Yeah, sorry about that. That's the problem with being out in the middle of nowhere here.
Literally. Don't be. Nope. Nope. Ow.
What's wrong? Sorry, she's taking her sweater off and I'm goosing the wife. Gotta, keep yourself entertained on these long drives. Hounds in the back being discriminated.
I actually like that.
Oh, okay.
I'm surprised you're even in the middle of nowhere. Usually there's a gas station somewhere.
There will be here in about 10 miles. will be at Mojave, California.
When there is, I need you to stop
Why?
so I can get meds.
I don't want to stop. Just crawl through the back window back there. Ow! Bear abuse.
Don't listen to him. He's fine.
You don't even know. Road work, next 13 miles. Well, they're not working today. I guess tomorrow's technically the holiday.
Yep.
You know, I think I've missed every bowl game this year. Not that I was following college football at all. Kind of would nice to see one or two of them.
There's this thing called the internet.
Road work ahead, speed forced by aircraft. What's up?
Somebody said, you know what they say? Happy wife, happy life.
Yeah.
Gaining jungle is living dangerously, and he tells you to tell me to jump out the door to get it.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
That's how you get stabbed. Or I have to use a CPAP when I sleep. She keeps threatening to unplug it.
I know how to make it look like an accident.
Yeah.
All those shows I watch.
There we go. Mojave, 46 miles to Mojave. I didn't think it was that far from here. Holy cow, that's further than I thought. Yeah. 46 miles. Are you going to make it, or do we need to stop before then? You want me to just pull over one of these little side areas? Okay. Could have told me before I got there. All right, pulling over.
Is this the best place to pull over?
Oh my gosh. I couldn't pull over. She gives it. Is this the best place to pull over? It's the desert. Everywhere is a pull-out lane.